Exercise your First Amendment right to whip out your freedom of expression with Anthony Cumia.
Welcome back.
Hats, hoodies, and shirts from the WABC radio store.
I didn't even know this was a thing.
Like the Clown of the Week t-shirt. And wrap that rascal with the Anthony Cumia signature hoodie.
I don't care if you're on the high seas or you're just in a bar in New York City.
Plus the Cumia microphone logo line. The Anthony Cumia Store. Now live at WABCRadiostore.com. From New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
You know, folks, I don't have the answer, but I am trying to figure out what is going on with our weather across the country. What is happening? Perhaps you folks have an answer and can help me figure this out. Dominic Carter here with you. The number to reach us live this hour, 800-848-9222. So last night, a state of emergency weather-wise in New Jersey. 2 people killed that were trapped inside a car. In New York City, if you were out last night, you know how bad it was. The city saw its second wettest hour in history as the rain caused terrifying freak flash flooding. The FDR Drive was messed up. The subway system was a complete mess. It was a mess all the way around the board. And that's what it was. Welcome to New York. If you're a tourist and it was your first time in town last night, you saw how bad the weather can be. Help me out, folks. What is going on as it relates to the situation in New Jersey? Governor Murphy briefed the media just a short time ago.
You know, last night we got crushed, not just here in Berkeley Heights, but in this part of the state in particular. Sadly, 2 losses of life in Plainfield in a vehicle that was swept away, and they sadly, the deceased were extracted. Thank God no injuries or loss of life here, and we're not aware of any loss of life elsewhere, although we're still in constant communication with a whole range of towns and counties. This was not a power outage event. As we stand here, there are less than 3,000 outages in the state. So thank God that was not an element here. And as Tony said, that would have been a big issue in Berkeley Heights if power had been out. And thank God in most places it didn't go out. We had a home explosion in North Plainfield. Reasons why we're not sure, being investigated, but thank God nobody was home.
So it was a mess last night, and it's happening all over the country. Texas, we saw the total devastation. Different states around the country and in our area just last night, about 12 hours ago, give or take, the New York, New Jersey, tri-state region. So we're going to deal with right now the race for mayor, President Trump sounding off yet again. And a bit later on, I am pissed off. And here's why. I follow the WNBA, the Women's Professional Basketball League. Caitlin Clark is the real deal. Caitlin Clark, but Caitlin Clark happens to be white. Caitlin Clark is a generational player. The 2K game that just came out. Guess who's on the cover? Her number 1 nemesis, Angel Reese, who is nowhere near in the category of Caitlin Clark. Is this a case of DEI? Is it? There's no reason why Caitlin Clark, she is the Michael Jordan of female basketball, but she's not on the cover of the game. It's her nemesis with her loud mouth, Angel Reese. I'm going to sound off on that a bit later on. I have a lot to say. The math doesn't add up. Something is rotten in Denmark when it comes to the WNBA. You put Angel Reese, who's averaging 13 points a game for Chicago, on the cover of the 2K sports game that kids play, but you don't put a generational player, Caitlin Clark, you don't put her on the cover? Is it because you're trying to send a message of diversity, equity, and inclusion? The white girl can ball. Deal with it. She's the female Michael Jordan. We're going to tee off on that a bit later on. Let's start with the race for mayor of New York City. President Trump yet again sounding off. This one has me a little baffled, in which he's telling Andrew Cuomo to stay in the race.
Well, Mr. President, your reaction to Andrew Cuomo staying in the New York City mayor's race. Andrew Cuomo staying in the New York City mayor's race.
I think he should stay. I think he has a shot.
Would you prefer him over...
Well, I don't want to say. I'm a Republican. He's a Democrat or an independent. No, I think Andrew would have a good shot of winning. He's got to run a tough campaign. He's running against the communists. I would think that he would have a good shot of winning.
The president just a short time ago, my head is turning like, huh? I don't get it. I know the president has to run the country and oversee the entire world, but we heard from Curtis Sliwa yesterday. We'll play a bit of that in just a second. But if Sliwa, if Adams, and if Cuomo stays in this race, it's over. They'll divide the opposition vote, and Mom Donnie will be heading to City Hall. By the way, it's getting scarier by the day. Mondami just picked up the endorsement of New York City's largest labor union. Last week, it was the teachers union. Oh, he's starting to appear as a train that no one can stop. Cuomo releasing a video yesterday. He's a man of the people. Governor, I've known you a long time. Governor, listen, I'm not saying your career is over, but this race for mayor, you don't have it. It's a wrap. You're not going to become mayor of New York City. It is a wrap. You and Adams in the race, you're going to divide the minority vote. You, Adams, and Mr. Sliwa. Mr. Adams says he's not going anywhere. We'll see what happens, but Cuomo says now, again, that he's in it to win it.
Hello, I'm Andrew Cuomo. And unless you've been living under a rock, you probably know that the Democratic primary did not go the way I had hoped. To the 440,000 New Yorkers who voted for me, a sincere thank you. Thank you for believing in me, in my agenda, and in my experience. And I am truly sorry that I let you down. But as my grandfather used to say, when you get knocked down, learn the lesson and get yourself back up and get in the game. And that is what I'm going to do. The fight to save our city isn't over. Only 13% of New Yorkers voted in the June primary. The general election is in November, and I am in it to win it.
Well, Governor, I don't know who's advising you, but you made a big mistake in your announcement. You shouldn't be apologizing that you lost. You should be apologizing to the families that lost loved ones during COVID. So you're man enough to say you're sorry that you lost, but you're not man enough to own up to whether you feel it's your fault or not, to apologize to the families that lost loved ones during COVID. It doesn't pass the smell test, Governor Cuomo. Again, I'm not stating your political career is over, but this one is just, it's passed you by. It's either Adams, Sliwa, but right now, it don't look like it's Adam or Sliwa. It looks like it's Mondani. Again, endorsed by the biggest union in New York City just a short time ago. Let's see here. With us yesterday, Curtis Sliwa. You may have heard the program. Curtis Sliwa says he's not going anywhere. If the president says you've got to drop out, you're telling me you're going to tell Mr. Trump no?
I am going to say to the president very respectfully, I'm running for mayor. Thank you, Mr. President. But I am the Republican candidate, and I earned this opportunity. And when there was an opportunity to have other Republicans or Eric Adams run, he chose not to in a Republican primary. Very respectfully. Very good.
Wow.
Can't do anything. Can't stop me from running. The president may wish that I'm not. But if he noticed, he tagged at the end, I'm staying out of it. That would be the best thing he could do. Stay out of it. He's got more important issues than the next mayor.
And so coming up at the bottom of the hour, we'll be talking with Congressman Peter King, as we do each week this time, to see what he has to say about everything that's going on political. Plus, we're going to let you hear what a person that works at Stanford. His name is Victor Davis Hanson. You may know the name. He also has a podcast. Wait until you hear how he tees off on Mondani. Woo. Let's see here. Let's go to Eric, line 3 in Queens. Eric, what's on your mind?
Thank you, Dominic. Always a pleasure. Yesterday, Curtis was mentioning about Mamdani and his religion. I'd like to add something to this. I'm not looking at him because of his religion. That's neither here or there. However, Jewish people make up a big electorate of voters in New York City. They make up about 1 million of the population, significant amount. Muslims by now in New York City probably outnumber Jews, and they will vote for Mamdani 99%, only because he is Muslim. And the reason I mention this is because, you know, he was brought up by these two wacko parents, who the mother, by the way, was married to a Jewish man. Nobody even talks about that. So he's been brainwashed from both parents. And what I'm seeing now, Dominic, and I live in Queens, we're not getting the moderate westernized Muslims anymore. All I see now are young women covered from head to toe. You can't even see their faces. This is what we're getting in New York City now. And for me, this is a bigger issue than anything else.
Okay, but how is that relevant? Your last point. What does that mean for the race for mayor? I don't see the how you equivalent.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll tie that into you. It seems now, and you can read about it, it's everywhere now, the Islamists and the socialists are joining forces now. And what I find interesting, Mamdani wants to legalize sex work. Show me one religious Muslim person that would sign up for that. He wants to legalize drugs. Show me a religious Muslim who will sign on for that.
Okay, but what's the connection? But what's the connection? Okay, we know he wants to do those things. What's the connection?
Here, what I'm trying to show you is Jews don't vote because somebody is Jewish. Okay?
No, you've already said that. We're going in circles. Right. Okay, I don't think you're going to be able to answer my question, but I thank you. I thank you for the call. Let's go to line 1, Kay in the Bronx. Kay, what's on your mind?
Hi, Dominic. You were talking about what's going on with the weather.
Yes.
And there's two different types of like weather manipulation. They have cloud seeding. And you could, because of chemtrails, and then these chemtrails, they can release different chemicals that can alter the weather. If you look at the U.S. Patents Office, they have over about maybe 150 different patents for different types of weather changes that they can do.
Okay, I hear you. I hear you. I'm up against my first break. I do apologize. We're going to take a break, folks. We are coming right back.
It's Dominic Carter.
And I have to sound off for a moment. Folks, you know there's a thing called reverse racism. Reverse racism. It's not always... Yes, are people of color at times treated unfairly? Yes, perhaps. But my thing is, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to change it? How are you going to be aggressive to change what you view as a slight or being treated not fairly? I don't know what's going on, the WNBA, Professional Basketball League for Women. So here's my point. I plan on taking my granddaughter, Eva, and my grandson, Carter, and the rest of the family to see the WNBA, either in New York City or I believe they play at the casino in Connecticut. But it can't just be any game. It has to be the hottest selling ticket in town, which is when Caitlin Clark is playing. Caitlin Clark is a generational type player. She's the female Michael Jordan, but she's a victim of reverse racism. I'll say it because she's white. Caitlin Clark is not on the cover of the game, electronic game that the kids play, 2K. On the cover is the big mouth African American young lady that made her career hating on Caitlin Clark, and that's Angel Reese. How in the world do you put Angel Reese on the cover of this game and not Caitlin Clark? As I said, Caitlin Clark is a generational player. She's the female Michael Jordan. Angel Reese is averaging 13 points a game. Nobody's going to a game to see Angel Reese. Everybody wants to see the WNBA because of Caitlin Clark. But all of these female athletes are hating on her because she is white. Stop it. She can ball. If you don't think she can ball, stop her. Stop her on the court. Oh, no, you can't stop her. If you get up on her tight and play defense, she'll run right around you and go to the hole for a quick layup. If you lay back off of her, she'll pull up with a three-pointer from almost half court. The girl can ball, but she's white. So the other athletes, and she's straight. I'd say 80% of the WNBA happens to be gay. Maybe 70, I don't know. But it's up there. I don't get it. Why do you keep hating on this young lady? How do you not put Caitlin Clark on the cover of this sports game? Who's gonna, McDonald's did the same thing. Let's come up with an Angel Reese meal. You know what it is. Let's call it for what it is. It's DEI. DEI for these corporations. Oh, let's show we're with the community. We're not going to go with the best player. We're going to go with the black player because we need to score points. And you know what? For these corporate communities, and let me be clear, I want Angel Reese. I want the sister to get her money, but you got it the wrong way. You got it by hating on the best player in the league, Caitlin Clark. And you should not be on the cover of that sports game, 2K. It should be Caitlin Clark. But Caitlin Clark is white, America. And, you know, the days of DEI are going away, but they're not gone yet. Come on, folks. Caitlin Clark, not on the cover of the sports game for kids, the electronic game, but Angel Reese and her big mouth, she's on the cover. Oh, look at me. I'm from the hood. She's on the cover, but not Caitlin Clark. Give me a break. Coming up next, Congressman Peter King is going to join me live. And, of course, your telephone calls.
It's Dominic Carter.
And this is a time that I greatly look forward to. I really enjoy chatting live with former Congressman Peter King. He's the real deal, folks. He knows what he's talking about. And he's with me live right now. Congressman, how are you? How's your wife? How's your family?
Dominic, we're all doing great. And as much as you might look forward to talking to me, I look forward to talking to you every Tuesday. I really do enjoy it. It's great to talk to someone who has a great reservoir of political knowledge and New York City knowledge. To me, like you're like Mr. New York. You're the guy that knows it all.
Well, thank you, Congressman. Hey, that's a nice way of calling me an old man. I'm only joking. Hey, but Congressman, I want you, because President Trump a short time ago threw me for a little bit of a loop in terms of he's urging Mr. Cuomo to stay in the race for mayor. I want you to listen to what the president had to say just a short time ago.
Well, Mr. President, your reaction to Andrew Cuomo staying in the New York City mayor's race. Andrew Cuomo staying in the New York City mayor's race.
I think he should stay. I think he has a shot.
Would you prefer him over...
Well, I don't want to say. I'm a Republican. He's a Democrat or an independent. No, I think Andrew would have a good shot of winning. He's got to run a tough campaign. He's running against the communists. I would think that he would have a good shot of winning.
So, Congressman Peter King, what do you make of that? And then we'll get to Mr. Cuomo's newfound campaign. What's your reaction to what President Trump just had to say?
Yeah, first of all, you're asking me to explore the mind of Donald Trump. I've tried to do that for years. I've always found all the way he's wrong. I say he's wrong, and he turns out to be right. So I'm not gonna be
That's
too
a good
critical.
point. That's a good point.
But actually, I would say, to the extent I know him, I would say he's trying to stir things up. He wants to just have another excuse to go after Mandami, which I think is great to go after him. But I think that's partly it. That's what set him off. He hears Cuomo, but he also hears Mandami, and he wants to just make his point against him. And he figures if he can stir things up, that's enough. He didn't mention Curtis's name. I know the other day he had mentioned Eric Adams' name. So I just think he wants to keep it sort of in a whirl right now. And also he may himself be looking at it in a few weeks or a month or so, and he'll decide who the strongest opponent could be. But again, he has to be careful how he does it, because if Donald Trump comes out and strongly endorses someone, that's going to be a net loss for the candidate in New York City. What he has to do is certainly make it clear who he would like, but not get out front for the person, and then let that person, whoever it is, run his own campaign without tying himself directly to Donald Trump. But I think right now Mandani has to be the favorite for November, but I would hope we do all we can to unite behind one candidate to defeat him. We survived Bill de Blasio. I don't see how you survive a guy, because a lot of the things de Blasio did, he sort of stumbled into it, or people were caught off guard. This guy knows exactly what he wants to do, Mandami, and he's going to come in and he's going to put people in positions, and it's going to be the obvious ones, but also the ones below the surface, which have lasting, deleterious, damaging impact on New York City. And so, again, to me, it has to be stopped. Listen, I give the guy credit for winning the primary. He knew how to get that base Democratic vote out, and on top of that, to appeal to younger voters, and to appeal, as a previous caller said, to the Muslim community, which is fine. If you can get a group out to vote for you, do it. We have to make sure we can do the same thing, and that's why I think Andrew really dropped the ball the first time around. He ran like a 1980s campaign. He had, $30 million, and it was just standard stuff, which is not going to change anyone's vote at all. It was just, and I think the biggest criticism of Mandani was that he only had 5 people on his staff. Does the average guy in the neighborhood care how many people are on your staff? I mean, that to me was a ridiculous waste of time and money, and really showed the weakness of his whole campaign. And he was never out in the street. You got to be a street campaigner to win in New York these days.
Absolutely. So for Mr. Cuomo, unfortunate that the primary was on one of the hottest days of the year. But the fact of the matter is he still lost, and it wasn't even close. A 13-point victory for Mr. Mandani. And at the end of the day, Congressman Peter King, Mamdani endorsed by the biggest union in New York just a short time ago, DC 37. Last week, it was the United Federation of Teachers. This guy is a monster that must be stopped in terms of his politics, but I'm starting to not see it. The clock is ticking. Folks will say it's 4 months away, but this guy is building up momentum. And you talk about the egos. I'm talking about Cuomo. I'm talking about Adams. I'm talking about Sliwa. Nobody will drop out. And I think we can agree, Congressman King, if 2 out of the 3 that I just named don't drop out, you might as well swear in Mamdani right now.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be a united front. You have to have everybody behind one candidate. I know the other guys can't take the names off the ballot. But if you say you're not running, the message gets out.
Correct.
So to me, you have to get behind one of them. Listen, Curtis is a friend. I just don't see him making it all the way. He could be the most qualified. He could be the guy. I certainly agree with him the most. But I just don't see him being able to put together the coalition. I know that Eric Adams has lost some support among the African-American community because maybe being too close to Donald Trump or whatever. The fact is he still has the potential and the ability to rally that vote and get it back to him between now and Election Day. Election Day is a long way off in that context. I think he should get out there in those neighborhoods, show who he is. As you say, you're a man from the hood, a man. That's what it takes. You gotta go to your base voters, and to me, Eric Adams can do it. He's been there. He's been the black guy living in the tough neighborhood and having a rough time, and he fought his way out and he made it. He's got to go back to those neighborhoods, those type neighborhoods, to show that he identifies from where he came, that he has not lost his roots. That's important. He can do that, and also I think it can cut into the conservative white ethnic vote, the Irish, the Italian voters, in the neighborhoods, the people who believe in traditional values. That he can get them, and also get the disaffected Democrats, the ones who don't like Mondani. He's the only one I can see having that ability. Andrew Cuomo could have had it if he run a better campaign, but when you spend $30 million, whatever he spent, and you're the overwhelming favorite and you lose, you're not going to get off the floor that quickly and win, the general election.
I agree with you. I just don't see it anymore for Mr. Cuomo. He had his shot in this campaign, and unfortunately, it didn't work out for him. So when he does this video, I'm a man amongst the people, and it's like he's almost forgetting that he's not starting from zero. You're starting from the COVID families that are livid with you. You're starting from the sexual harassment suits. You're not starting from zero. And he's starting from -0. And he had a shot to get the nomination. He didn't get the job done. And we find ourselves in this situation. Could this work for Mr. Cuomo, given that Mr. Sliwa and Mr. Adams are like, listen, dude, we're not going anywhere?
It possibly could work, but I doubt it. I mean, I wouldn't put my money on that one at all. I say of the three, I think Andrew may have, the least chance of winning. I would put my main money on Adams. I think Curtis could still put it together if the other two guys can't. But I don't see Andrew being able to do it. Not now. Not when you had everything going for you and you lost. It would be different if he had been way behind and caught up at the end and lost by a point or two. That's one thing. That means the momentum is going your way. His momentum was collapsing, going in the wrong direction. It's hard to recover from that.
Absolutely. So let me switch gears for a moment. President Trump is pressuring Putin in Russia to 50 days to come up with some type of deal. Is this a step in the right direction? Will it work?
Yeah, I think it is. I hope it does, but if not, I'm hoping that President Trump follows through, and I'm sure he will, on the pledge he made yesterday to give Zelensky and the Ukraine the weapons they need, doing it through NATO to coordinate the effort so they can fight off this Russian aggression. And right now, Russia's lost they have over 1 million casualties. And they have to bring in soldiers from North Korea to fight for them. I mean, that's how bad things are for them. So if they can stop the Russian aggression and force Russia, unfortunately, I think in the last year, with all they've done, they've only gained like about 1% more of Ukraine. So in many ways, Russia is losing this war. If Ukraine has the weapons to defend itself, then hopefully, if that happens over the next 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, Putin will realize he's got to find a way to end this, try to save face, give him something, but also give Ukraine securities. They're not going to be attacked again in the future. And I think that President Trump, I mean, if you get on the wrong side of Trump, it's all over. And I think right now Putin, in many ways, really made Trump look bad before the world unless Trump follows through, and he will. I mean, you saw that yesterday, the way he was talking about Putin. You saw the anger was in his voice. And I don't blame him. He gave Putin every possible chance, and Putin just sort of laughed at him. So I laughed at all of us, by the way. I laughed at the whole world. So I think the president's doing the right thing. Also, I can put in a good word. This weekend, Nassau County, they had the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, in, and she cut the ribbon for this village that's built right behind the police academy in Nassau County. It has everything that a village would have. It has banks, it has pharmacies, it has a train station, Long Island Railroad car, school, house of worship, and this is a training village for cops to be planned for every possible contingency, and they're bringing in Homeland Security, FBI, cops from all over the country will be training there. Pam Bondi was there. Bruce Blakeman was the architect behind all this. And you had law enforcement out in the audience. You had the sheriff's office. You had the FBI. You had people from, again, state police, TSA, all the top law enforcement people were there. And it was really big. Having the Attorney General there meant a lot. And also afterwards, the intelligence unit there was named after Commissioner Pat Ryder. So it was a big day for Nassau. More important, a big day for the people of downstate New York, and shows that if you stand with the cops, stand with the men and women in blue, you can really make progress. So sorry I stuck that in, but I thought it was important having been there.
No, I'm glad, Congressman, I'm glad that you did, because Commissioner Ryder is the real deal. And the county executive, Bruce Blakeman, is not just a county executive. He is a rising star. The last time I bumped into him was at the RNC in Milwaukee, And he really is a rising star, and he's fighting all the good fights. And I'm serious when I say that. I only have about 2 minutes left, Congressman Peter King. I love Alligator Alcatraz. You don't like it? When the plane lands, as President Trump and the Attorney General said, you can leave the country voluntarily. They'll fly you out right then and there. And pay for it to go back to your country. I think it's a wonderful thing. But the Democrats are measuring the light bulbs. Oh, this is so inhumane. It's so unfair. I don't care. I love it. What's your take on it, Congressman?
I think it's a strong step in the right direction. Even more important, that it sends a strong signal that the days of open borders and apologizing and somehow thinking that we have a moral obligation to people who break the law by coming across the border, those days are over. The Biden years are done. And this is a strong signal that people coming in, especially criminals, it's one thing if it's a peaceful person, you can peacefully deport them. But if it's somebody who has any kind of a gang record, criminal record, who's wanted for a crime, and certainly if they carry out a crime here in this country, that's the perfect place for them. They do not deserve, no matter what anyone says, yes, they deserve due process, but due process is not the same when you're talking about illegal immigrants who have criminal records. Is not the same as it is for a person who's lived here his whole life. So it's a different story. Donald Trump is showing he appreciates that difference. He knows that difference, and he's going to be tough on these people. The time for apologies is over.
Congressman King, in closing and wrapping up this interview, I love asking you this last question because you give me a snapshot in terms of what I should be looking at going ahead. What is the issue that you are looking at that perhaps I didn't ask you right now that you are following very closely in the days ahead?
I would say it goes back to Ukraine to see what Putin does, because Ukraine is going to get these weapons almost immediately. They don't have to wait for America to send them there. European countries will give them the weapons they have now, and that'll be backfilled by the United States when you see the immediate reaction from Putin when he realizes his days are numbered as far as having a free hand in Ukraine. That, to me, is going to be something to watch.
Fair enough. Congressman Peter King, it's always an honor to chat with you. Thank you. I look forward to doing so again very, very soon. Thank you.
Dominic, thank you.
And you have a lovely week, and you and your family, and thank you for all that you do, Congressman Peter King. Folks, we see all your calls lined up. I see Christine, Long Island, Dr. Burke, Pete, Mike, Steve. We are going to take a break. Dominic Carter here with you. The number to reach me, 800-848-9222. When we come back, the show belongs to you. Your telephone calls. Again, the number to reach us right now, 800-848-9222.
It's Dominic Carter.
And now, it's time for the Tunnel to Towers Foundation Final Thoughts.
And the Tunnel to Towers Foundation final thoughts of the day. I'm punting so that I can get to your telephone calls. I'm also looking at my Twitter, at my ex, at Dominic TV, the great Debbie Lebedo, Staten Island. Look at you, sexy young lady. I see you on the beach. Now, Debbie knows how to get to my heart. She has a copy of my book. She's reading it on the beach. And she says here, Dominic, I'm passing on your wonderful book to my cousin as we are on vacation for the next 10 days. I will tune in when I can, and that will probably be every day. Laugh out loud. So you can go to the WABC website to get a copy of my book, or to Dominic Carter online, personally autographed copy. Either way, let's go. Oh, I was about to go to Christine, but Christine just disappeared on me. Okay, let's see here. Let's go to Steve in Brooklyn, line 1. What's on your mind, Steve?
Yeah, how are you doing? First of all, it's Mondani. It's a con man.
Okay, sir, I could barely hear you. You got to get to the point. We have a few minutes left, and we have a lot of calls. Get directly. Okay, you know what? Thank you for the call, Steve. Christine just called back. Let's go to line 3. Christine, Long Island. What's on your mind, Christine?
Hi, I'm a proud UFT member. However, you have to know that endorsement was not a unified endorsement. There is a lot of internal struggle in the teachers union. That vote was not done properly in many people's opinions. The entire membership was not voted and consulted. There was a lot of backdoor stuff going on. You need to look into it, maybe consult with some people. But
Christine, but we hear this all the time with union endorsements, where rank and file, some members of rank and file will call up and say we don't agree with the decision that's been made. But the union, whether you like it or not, has endorsed Mamdani. How do you see him as a person? How do you see this race?
Well, I think Sliwa needs to focus on what's important to teachers. If he can identify what that is, which is they want the City Council Bill 1096 passed, that protects the health care benefits of the UFT retirees. They want to fix Tier 6, which lowers the number of years required before you're able to retire. Those are the things Sliwa needs to focus on. He will bring himself to the forefront if he focuses on those.
Thank you very much for the call, Christine on Long Island. Let's go to line 1, Lewis in Queens. Lewis, what's on your mind?
All right, Dominic, we have a perfect storm for this guy Mamdani to get in, and I'll explain. We have young voters, all right? Go back a few years, you're like me, and we're in the same age. Kids in college, they come out, no jobs, inflation, crime in the city, try to get food to eat, rents. These are all things that this guy is offering the young people in their 20s. Please shoot me down on this.
Well, he's not just offering it to young people. He's offering pie in the sky to everybody, and he can't deliver on a damn thing. That's the problem, that he's been selling $1 and a dream, and it's working. Unfortunately. And the sad reality, Lewis, is right around the corner because folks are going to find out, this idea of government-run grocery stores. Ridiculous. Thank you for the call, Lewis. All of these ideas are absolutely ridiculous. Adams is right. Mamdani is a snake oil salesman. He's selling you $1 and a dream, a term that I use that you folks can relate to. He is pimping. 101, and it is working. Let's go to Bob, line 3, Massachusetts. What's on your mind, Bob?
Hi, Dominic. 2 things. One, you talk about Caitlin Clark. To show how popular she is, the Connecticut Sun moved tonight's game from Connecticut to Boston Garden, and the game has sold out.
No, are you serious?
Yes.
So
and
wait a
there's
minute.
No other.
So wait a minute. Wait,
player.
Bob. Wait. I want to make sure I got this right. So the game that I said I want to take my granddaughter to, it should have been for tonight. But it's so big with Caitlin Clark in town. It's moved from the casino to the Boston Garden. Bob?
1 day.
Say that again, Bob.
It sold out within 1 day once the tickets were on.
Wow. You have the final 25 seconds. Go ahead, Bob.
I just want to say I donated it to Curtis, even though I don't live in Boston. I don't live in New York. And in Massachusetts, we 3 times have elected a Republican governor with an overwhelming Democratic majority. So never say never, as Yogi Berra would say.
Fair enough.
It
fair
ain't
enough.
over.
Fair enough, Bob. Thank you for the call. Kevin, my boss, I need to be in Boston tonight to see Caitlin Clark. That's where I need to be to see Caitlin Clark. Folks, all it takes is $11 a month. Donate $11 a month to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation at T2T.org.
Dress your best for beach, boardwalk, and barbecue. Are you ready? With the Summer Collection. Now live at WABCRadiostore.com.
Fun. I love it. I love it.
Apply your suntan lotion with ease as you wear your WABC radio tank top.
It's hot.
Shade yourself from the sun with the WABC bucket hat and sizzle while you grill, baby, grill. Wearing your WABC apron.
It's hot.
Have hot fun in the summertime and avoid a cruel summer at WABCRadiostore.com.